All right. Sorry about the delay, everyone. Just having some technical difficulties on my end with my camera. My high quality camera is acting up, so I got this. I'm using my camera for my MacBook today, but no worries. We'll get to it. Just looks a little fuzzy, but hey, we'll make it do what it do. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here today. I'm gonna grab some stuff on the screen. And like I said, for everyone joining us today, welcome back. Give me a second. So today we're going to talk about sub or prime, low bid or niche, and we're going to be talking to some people out here. So look forward to everyone attending. Like I said, we apologize for being a little bit late, but things happen. Let me know who you are. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what it is that you do so we can be able to talk to you today. I've got some ideas for things that have come up. We brought up some great topics last night, talking business acquisition. We looked at the new SBA programs. So a lot of things happening out here, and we're excited to talk to you about it. But really quickly, before we do that, I'm going to drop this link in the chat for everybody to let them know what we've got going on. If you're not already inside a Federal Help Center, great place to start working with us is being inside a Federal Help Center. And we're looking for some people today to come up and speak. Yesterday, we had some good conversations. I put the link right below me. If you type in govconeric.com/join right there, that's the link to come up here and speak to talk about your unique situation. Can everybody hear me okay? Is my mic fine? Sound fine? Audio's fine? Check in. Okay. Mic's fine. You guys can hear me? Welcome, Tanika. Said you're new to everything. Yes. Gardner, welcome. Okay, good stuff. Coming in loud and clear. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So yeah, definitely I want to talk about if you were not here last night, like I said, we brought up some really good topics. The new SBA has a new program that they just launched for small businesses that I think can be a game changer. Sylvia, welcome. Thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate you guys. So for all of you that are new to everything, Shira, welcome today. Uh, if you type in the link, govconeric.com/join, you'll be able to come up on stage and we can talk through what you're dealing with. And I'd like to invite some people to come up here so I can answer some real questions from real users. So looking for our first person to come up and talk about what they're working on and see how we can help. This is your opportunity. Like I said last night, first and foremost, you cannot be afraid because in the GovCon world, you're going to have to present yourself, right? You're going to have to present yourself to prime contractors. You're going to have to present yourself to government agencies. You're going to have to go to networking events. You're going to have to do all those things. So now is the time where you can practice for free and it's painless. I can tell you, for those of you who are introverted out here, it's really difficult business to be in as an introvert. You have to break out of that. So I just want to encourage you because I see a lot of things that some of my podcast guests have said in the past, and we like to remind all the people who are new, especially those who are just learning about us and learning about what does it take to succeed in this business, right? I know we want to bid from home and flip products, but the reality is people build businesses by going out, shaking hands, kissing babies. You don't have to be an avid networker, but you do have to talk to people. So I just want to say that for those of you. Thank you, by the way, Kamal, for following instructions and putting in here where you're from and what you do. We're looking for some more folks to do the same thing. So I appreciate that, Kamal. Cybersecurity, government contracting, nice. So we want to talk through that today. How many people in the chat think they're ready to become a subcontractor? Put a one in the chat if you think you're ready to be a subcontractor. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. How many people think they're ready to be a prime contractor? Put a one in the chat if you think you're ready to be a prime contractor. Right? And then if you think you want to be a subcontractor, put a two in the chat. So if you think you're ready to be a prime contractor, put a one in the chat. If you think you want to be a subcontractor, put a two in the chat. And then I'm going to give you another option because people like that. How many people want to do the middleman strategy? Put a three in the chat. I'm going to give you a three. Okay, so number one is prime contractor. Number two, subcontractor. Number three, we're going to say middleman strategy because that's the term that a lot of people have heard. That's a lot of people that this is the buzzwords that's going around. But I'm also looking for people, again, if you're just joining us, I'm looking for people, click this link, govcon.com/join to come up here and let's talk through it. And let's see how we can help you. By the way, it doesn't matter to me what it is that you want to do. What the biggest thing or obstacle that I found with people is that not deciding, not choosing, right? That's what I found. How many people in here? Okay, so I see a mix of ones, twos, and threes. So I want to talk again, looking for some people to come up here. I'm still looking for some people to come up to the stage. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Everybody is timid. Jay Allen put one, two, and three. He's going to be a prime, a sub, and he's going to do middleman. He's going to do everything. All right. Yeah. So it's interesting. Going back. So for those of you who put a one or a two in the chat, you should be able to tell me the industry that you're pursuing. So if you're ready to be a prime contractor, you're ready to be a subcontractor, you should be able to tell me the industry you're in and what it is that you do. So for those of you who put one or two in the chat, you should be able to tell me the industry you're in and the things that you do. I'm looking for it. Okay. I see one person put education, training, process improvement, biomedical maintenance services. All right. Who else? Okay. All right. All right. I see a heavy civil contract out of Florida. Okay. I see modular structures, construction. All right. What else? I saw lots of ones and twos, and I only see what four people do. I had problems with my internet today. How's my internet holding up? I've been having problems with my internet all day. Okay. Good. Thanks, Sylvia. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Still looking. All right. So for those of you, okay. So for those of you who did not put what you do in the chat, what is it that what was it that why you can't put in there what you do? Is it that you're not sure what industry you're in? What's going on? So I mean, I want to say this that Jay said I'd be happy to, but I'm driving. Okay. Thank you, Jay. Who else? Okay. It's funny that yesterday we had a good call, and today seems like everybody's a little timid on this call today. Okay. Kevin Roberts says I'm a project controller manager. I don't know what that means. Please explain. Cyrus says I'm a business development. I work with businesses who want to do business with the government. Okay, Shira, come up in. Why don't you come up here and let everybody know so they get a chance to meet you? If you're into business development and you work with people who want to visit the government, this is your opportunity to get in front of an audience and sell your services. So, what's interesting that I always find this, and Laurie Sayles said it in our boot camp. Everyone says they want to do millions of dollars. No one wants to sell. So you have a chance to come up here and sell your services, say who you are, say what you do, right? If you're really good at it and you're excellent at what you do and you believe in what you can do, here's your chance to come up and tell people so that someone watching this can get to know you to be able to give you an opportunity. But if no one sees you, if no one knows you, we'll give you a chance to come up here and tell people what is it you do so you can sell yourself. Um, then how do you expect, right, people to find you, to know about you, to hire you, to contract with you, to work with you? So I'm just saying because it's fascinating to me how many people, right, they do these, they want to sell themselves to strangers and people that they don't know, but they can't, like for me, right? So I just spoke at an event for APMP 2 days ago, and they have 17,000 members. So again, for those of you who want to become a prime, who want to become a subcontractor, uh, I'm looking for those of you. Has anyone tried clicking the link govconnect.com/join to see if it even works? All right. So Kevin says I manage federal CIP projects. All right. Omek says I'm a journeyman from Phoenix, Arizona. All right. Nice. All right. Colin said join our 4,000 plus member community at Federal Help Center. All right. I see construction management as a prime or a sub. Nice. Okay. Well, looks like I it's interesting. It looks like out of the people on here, we don't have a single person that wants to come up and say what it is that they do and talk about their business, which I find fascinating for business owners, right? I find it fascinating because all of my podcast guests, all the people that I know that I work with, they have no problem with selling their services, pitching their business. And for me, I have no problem with pitching my services and my business. And so it's interesting because this is exactly where it starts. Aaron says, I will come up here. I don't see the link. You see my name, Aaron? Right below my name is the link. Right there. Right below my name. It's a link right there. That's the link. So I find it fascinating that we have all of these potential multi-million dollar business owners, and not a single person will come up here, say what it is they do, and say how to do it. Yeah. I mean, yes, I can set up a phone number, Omic. But the problem with the phone number is, how will people know who you are? Here, I will type it in the chat for people. So since they say they don't see the link, do you want me to put it across the screen as well? Here. All right, I'm gonna run it across the screen, just so people are not confused. All right, so there's the link. It's on screen. Gilbert and Sons Procurement. I want to help businesses sell their products and services to the federal government. How do you want to do that, Gilbert and Sons? Okay. Aaron says I just tried to click it. Did it not work, Aaron? No, you can't click it. You have to type it in. You can't click it. You have to actually type in the link. Just type it into your computer and it'll pop up. Okay. All right. For those of you who are just joining us, we asked if you think you could be a prime, push 1 in the chat, subcontractor 2. And if you, again, a lot of people talk about this middleman strategy, which is not something I preach, but that's a word that people like to use. So that's the way that I'm going to speak to you in your language on the middleman strategy, then number 3. And we're looking for people to come up stage, talk about who they are, tell us about their business so that we could get them in front of people that can help them make deals. I thought you guys want to do deals. I thought this is the group that like doing deals. It's funny because even people that say they want to sell products, people that asked me last night, we talked about the great wealth transfer, we talked about buying businesses, and there were 2 people last night that had an opportunity, one in particular, to acquire a business where the guy passed away. And so, essentially, we went through that conversation and we talked about it. Okay. All right. So I see right here. Orlando, how are you, sir?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing great, man. Now, where are you located?
I'm in Phoenix.
Okay, Phoenix.
I'm actually OMEC 12 on that's my personal account.
Yep.
I don't have a business account for YouTube yet.
That's
but
okay.
I'm a painter. I've got my cage number and everything set up for government contracts. I'm just
Yep.
trying to. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of calls since I put my information in. People trying to sell me their services
Yep.
to find contracts.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to do it myself. You know,
Exactly.
taking out that middleman because it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was considering doing it. Dropping that money because I not only am I the owner, I'm also on the field a lot. So
Right. 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 Right.
it's
Right.
hard for me to get those applications in. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So, by the way, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I don't know if you know this, but you know that the first small business I started working with, the second was a painting company.
I know you were in
So,
construction, but I
uh,
didn't know it was painting.
so at first I started off with an HVAC guy who did HVAC, and then the
Okay.
second guy I worked with was a painter. And so it's interesting that I actually did a lot of painting work. So I did a lot of painting contracts. And so for
Man,
me, yeah. So for me, hold on one second, Atlanta. Let me drop this for you guys. For everyone asking about Federal Help Center, that's where you type in to go to Federal Help Center. That's our 4,000 person community. So that's the first place that I tell people to go is be in our community, right? Because you're going to be with people that are doing contracts every day. Now,
right.
I understand you're like I'm doing this also for the people on here, but I understand your situation because you, as the person who's actually doing the work, that makes it harder for you. But I've got somebody in our group. His name is Teddy, who's
Okay.
also a painter. Now, Teddy's in Chicago, but he worked for, I think he worked for the union for a while, but now he's on his
Okay.
own freelance painting. But I would say this, okay? You said you're in Arizona?
Yep.
So my podcast guest, hold on, I got somebody for you. Arizona, Frank Spencer. Have you ever heard of Aztec Construction?
I have.
Okay, so I know the owner of Aztec.
Okay.
Um,
They do federal.
they do federal.
Are they prime or just
They're prime.
subcontract?
They
Okay.
build schools and everything.
Oh, okay.
How big is your crew?
I got 6 people right now,
Okay.
but I got there's a tree of painters. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
say painters are dime a dozen. I can find the amount of painters that I need for any project.
Okay. Okay.
It's just right now we're a
So,
small business. We
of
just
course.
started 3 years ago, but I've been painting for 25 plus. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No. So yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm not gonna show this on the screen because you're driving, so I ain't gonna mess with you driving. But but nevertheless, so as a even though you might say painters are a dime a dozen, I can promise you, I have projects at the VA hospital that I could not find high quality painters because we had to do a level one finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So I went through like 4 painting companies because they would not approve it because they didn't know how to do a level one finish.
Right.
So I'm telling you right now, it's not a dime a dozen because first of all, nobody else on here even knows what we're talking about.
That's a term that they use when they want to say, you know what I mean? Oh, I could get somebody else. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've,
I
our
understand. For
company's
you, it's
quality
good.
duo. Yeah.
Right. No, for you, it's easy, which is great. That's what we appreciate you. Right. For you, it's easy, but for other people, it's a challenge. So, you know what I mean? Like for other people, and I want you to say that I want you to know that because I'm telling you my experiences. So,
Right.
that's a great for you when you're talking to folks, you want to let them know that, like I said, people might say painters are dime a dozen, but um, there's a big difference between people slapping stuff on the wall, okay,
Right.
and
So what
um,
kind of nap size of nap that you need? You know what I mean? Not some heavy, Freddy Cougar looking walls.
yes, Exactly, exactly, exactly. So, I would not encourage you to pay any of the people right now to do your bids. Okay. Um,
Okay.
I think that it's really difficult.
Man, they had a good sale though. They had a good sale. I'll tell you that because
I had a good
they're
sale.
showing me things that I didn't know. You know what I mean? How to find contracts and like they showed me a glimpse of what they were gonna do. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, well, how do I get to those myself? How do I, you know what I mean?
Sure,
But they're not gonna give me that information without me paying. You know what I mean? So
sure. I understand. But the thing is, even though, okay, so again, if you feel as though there's people in our group that are in your area that do painting. Now, if you feel like, do you feel like you need help bidding? Is that your problem, or finding opportunities?
just finding opportunities to bid. You know, and I'm excellent on that. You know, my measurements and reading blueprints. I don't have no problem doing that. It's just getting the opportunities to,
To
potentially
look
get
at.
rewarded. You know what I mean?
Sure, 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 sure. Um, so what I suggest, since you're a painter, there's probably very few opportunities to bid only painting jobs coming out publicly. So you're gonna have to get with the prime contractors and allow them to give you a chance.
Okay.
Okay. But
That's what.
guess what? There's a lot of them out here that are looking for you. Literally, Orlando, you actually have you're probably the easiest person that could pick to sell your stuff. Seriously, because all you have to do, right, is go online and see. Look, somebody already answered in the chat. Go online, go to a site visit, and meet the primes, and they will give you all the bids you want. Literally, you don't need to pay anybody any money
Right.
because all the people that are working on the bases, they're not local. They're from some other place out of town. So when
But
you show up, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, everybody in the chat, do your research because you might end up paying and you didn't need to. I didn't know. I was ignorant to this. You know what I mean?
Of
Lack of
course.
knowledge of what's going on and once like you said, I've watched some of your videos where you believe you can't do it, like it's
Right.
unfathomable. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Right. Right.
but once you get into it and you find out, just it's just paperwork. You know?
That's just paperwork, man. It's just paperwork. Listen, it's just paperwork. That's that stuff that they put in everybody's brains. That's that
Right?
psychological stuff that they put in our
It's a
minds
fear
to make us.
tactic.
Yeah, it is. Literally, they're holding us back without even touching us. Without, my friend said it before. They've created a situation where we are now having so much self doubt that they don't even have to put their hands on us. They ain't got to do nothing to just instill the fear so that you don't even try to do this stuff. So for
Right.
me, Orlando, if I were you, before I pay anybody, again, I promise you, you could come to our community federal help center. If there, listen, anyone will help you and show you, like, okay, in your area, these are the upcoming site visits. Go to the site visits, meet the contractors, and I promise you by next month, you'll have more work to bid on than you could chew on.
And what I just realized though, because in Arizona you need a ROC, a registered of contract.
Why?
But I didn't know, or I didn't, put it together that if you're doing federal contracts, you don't need that because
Yeah, so I'm like, what are you
federal.
talking about? Yeah, federal, we don't need, I'm like, what is that? We don't, listen, when
So
you do federal,
no,
none of this stuff applies.
so I've been busting my ass, excuse me, getting my
Yep.
contract or my certification for Arizona, but I didn't even need that to do Fed. You know what I mean?
Orlando, this is what I be telling people, man. Like, when you get to the federal level, like, people go out, the same thing happened to a guy last night. Eric, I was spending all my time getting prepared with all these certs, and then it turned out I didn't even need this stuff. So
Right.
there's nothing to get prepared about except the fact that you already know your job. You know what to do. You know your job. You know how to execute. This is easy. I mean, I don't know who keeps telling us that we need all this stuff to get in a way. I honestly, I don't know where it comes from, man.
They just, it's just illusions. You know what I mean? trying to make shit
Yeah.
harder. But
Yeah. Like just I'm telling you, my painting guy, we got so much work because none of the people servicing the base are actual prime contractors. Like, I mean, they're not from local contractors.
right,
So if I were to pull up like the base in Arizona and I pull up the data and I said, okay, how many people have the contracts and where they're from? I guarantee you probably less than 10% are from Arizona. So they're coming out of time people that don't have a base.
damn,
And so when you show up, that happens to me. Listen, it happens to every single place I visit. So I challenge you this: before you spend $1, promise me that you'll go to a couple site visits.
I got a couple in mind already. I just wanted to get on here, pick your brain out. Never
Uh,
got a chance to talk to you, you know what I mean? So it's cool to actually get on here and,
Same
you
here.
know,
No, no, I appreciate you coming on because you know what's going to happen. When I see you somewhere, then you'll be like, "Hey, remember I'm the painter." You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like you can't do that from the chat, and
Uh, but you
that's what
got
I
to get
keep
on
telling.
the video. You got to, I believe it's more direct. You know what I mean? We're directly communicating. You know what I mean? We could
Yeah,
text and chat all day, but that's not, man, we got to get off that. You know what I mean? We got to get more.
I'm telling you. It's also like this. I couldn't have did that for you if I didn't see you. I couldn't tell you, "Hey, Orlando, when you go on a Federal Help Center, okay, send me a DM and I will introduce you to Frank Spencer, my podcast guest, who's of Aztec Construction."
Okay.
Okay, so I will send you him. Okay, and hold on, let me pull him up right now.
You got an email, or you got a phone number on there on your profile, right? I can just send you a message.
On here, no, you just and when you go to Federal Help Center, you just DM me on there.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on, where is he at?
That's how you get questions answered. You got to network.
Man, listen, brother. Hey, I already know you. Listen, you're hungry. I like hungry people, man.
I'm
So
hungry.
you're hungry. So I already like that. You good with me. You know, everybody else they could do whatever they want to do, but so I appreciate that. Hold on, you can't see it, but at
Are you
least
trying
everybody
to
else can
load
see
something
it.
right now? Okay, I got you.
No, okay. So
I'm gonna screenshot.
16 award, 18 years, $150 million. I mean, so again, that's one of my podcast guests. I think they did about 40 million last year. So I'll when you hit me
Wow.
up, I'll make an introduction, and then go from there. I'll give you a shot. All right. So it looks like we lost him. I'm not sure if it was his phone or my phone, but yeah, um, that's what I'm talking about. That's for me, I get a lot of joy in being able to connect people. If you're not going, there's no benefit to you not leveraging the network that I built. There's no benefit from you not being able to um, have someone like so he said they said somebody showed him opportunities. They want to give him money, and then for them to pay him because they're not going to show him the stuff like give it to him for free. What kind of foolishness is that? Um, you know, most of the stuff that they're going to show you is public information. So a lot of us out here are, and I said this last night's chat. A lot of us out here, right? We just don't know, and so we think for some reason like, okay, I have to buy information. So what you buy or invest in is learning what to do with the information. All of the information is actually free. Now, if you want to pay because you don't want to do the work, I understand that. Like, if you want somebody to help you do it, then that makes sense. You're paying for a service. But that's not his situation. That's not where he's at. So again, we're still looking for people to come up here on stage to talk with us. That was a great call. Again, unfortunately, like I said, we've got some resources for people. Jump on the Federal Help Center. Um, click here to go on the live. Okay, Orlando's back. Let's see what we've got. And then tips on securing bid bonds for small businesses. Come on up. All right, Orlando. It looks like you're going in and out, brother. All right, that's okay. So Maitland, I see you. No worries. Hold on. Yeah, and listen, I'm not opposed to anybody paying for anything. I mean, obviously, we sell training, we sell consulting, but we do it so that you're paying to expedite it, not that we're in the information. You could go on YouTube and we show you how to do the research. We show you how to find opportunities. I've made videos where we show you how to talk to people. So again, really what you're paying for is to shorten that time frame of getting results. So unfortunately, what I find is that people are paying for the wrong things. I'm definitely a believer. I invest a lot of money in my training education. Everything that I ever do, I invest in, but I don't invest in, I invest in the person who's going to show me how to actually. So you don't want the information, you want the result. So a lot of times we're paying for information and we're not paying because him getting access to the bids, which are it's public bids. I'm sure they're just showing him stuff on Sam, right? That doesn't help him get to a contract. So that stuff we could do. That's easy. That's for free. But like for example, we've got our proposal boot camp coming up tomorrow. So yes, I show you the bids and opportunities, but how are you going to learn how to put together a proper proposal response so that you can then actually win the contract? So that's where you need a lot more engagement because again, having access to all the information is not good enough if you don't know what to do with it and how to utilize it. I hope that makes sense for people out there. So for me, that is the biggest differentiator is right? Not just having access to information, knowing what to do with it and how to respond. So an example that I gave the other day was with a janitorial company. And by the way, if you're interested, here, let me drop this link in here. Hold on one second. You know, if you're interested, doo, doo, doo. All right. So govconcoaching.com. So if you're interested, if you're thinking about paying someone to help you, I mean, again, like I said, we've got group coaching, we've got one-on-one coaching, we've got consultants. So, like you know, starting tomorrow, we actually have our proposal boot camp coming up, where we're showing people how to actually respond, okay, to opportunities. So the boot camp starts tomorrow, the 28th. It goes through April 25th. And again, for any of those who have questions, you can always call us, message us, DM us. So I'm definitely not opposed to people paying. What I'm opposed to is people paying for the information that is free and that's not going to help you actually achieve your goal of starting and getting actual results. So my guarantee is that, okay, when you leave with us, yeah, I can add that link to the chat, certainly. I'll drop it in the chat for those of you. Okay, there's a link in the chat. So yeah, no, but we do group coaching, and in our group coaching, what we do is we come together and we go over the actual things that you need to do to actually get contracts, right? So for me, most of us already know how to look on Sam. So Sam is not your problem. Sam is not the problem that you're having. It's okay, what do I do with the information? How do I use this information so that I can actually be successful and win opportunities, win bids? The other thing that I find people need is you need access to a network. So again, for me, it's like without having a network of people that you could talk to, you literally like what I just did for him. He's like, okay, he's a trades contractor in Arizona. Cool. I can introduce you to somebody who does $40 million a year that can give you subcontracting opportunities right away. Done. So we have someone that's on this call that had a question about a situation that she was faced with a government official. I connected with someone who's done more than 2,000 products. They were able to answer that question, and so now she knows the right thing to do. So it's not you're investing in being able to have access to the network, be able to shorten the time frame it takes to actually get the results. So that's what you want. Because if you're just paying so somebody can show you sam.gov bids, you don't need help for that. If you're paying so someone can send you that information, it's still not teaching you how to bid, how to respond, who to talk to, right? What to do with the information. So I just want to say that. Again, I'm still looking for people to come up on stage. govconeric.com/join. That brings you up on stage. So I'm still looking for some brave souls to come up on stage. Who wants to come up on stage and tell me about their business? Tell me what they got going on. Y'all not hungry, man. Y'all not hungry. It doesn't matter if you're getting started. It doesn't matter if you have a little experience. Okay, that's besides the point. You got it. You should be coming here plugging yourself in, right? You know what's interesting? I'm going to say something. It's funny. Um, we're dealing with someone. There's a company that sold this software product in our community, and they said to me, right, that when they're searching and they're vetting people that are interested in their products, okay, they said this to me, and this stuck with me. They said that when you reach out to them, okay, let's say I'm gonna pick on John Crawford just because John Crawford's on here. So when John Crawford reaches out to them, right, and it says he's interested in trying their product for their software, the owner told me, he says, Eric, I know who's likely to buy and who's likely not to buy based on when they put in their address, I look at their house. Okay. He said, well, all right. He says, if they have a really nice house, they're not hungry, they're less likely to buy. So I'm saying that because what's happening is many people, right? When he says it, if you already have all the stuff, like you're not gonna take that leap. You're not gonna take a chance. And I found that fascinating because I would have thought like, okay, those people are hungry. He says no. He says it's the other people that are hungry. So what I found is that the people that don't have the nice stuff, they're hungrier than the people that have the nice stuff because whatever you're doing now, your job, your wife, your family, whatever, that those creature comforts don't allow you to escape the matrix. And so ultimately, I was surprised. Like he had that much data on all of you guys. And so I'm just saying that because this is what I'm saying here. There's 45 people here. I got one person to come up here to talk about their business who you have the potential to get yourself an opportunity that's worth tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you are letting your fear keep you in the way of you coming up here on stage. That's insane to me. That's just insane to me. All right, I got another brave soul, Aaron. Aaron, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on, Eric? What's going on?
Hey, nothing much, man. Nothing much. You tell me. Where you calling from?
Man, Tennessee. We met
T-
a couple of years ago.
really? I can't see. I
Yeah,
can't
at
tell
that
from the.
that pizza joint y'all rented out after that government contract event.
Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
had uh we had another group came in with us, right? We had a big group came in.
yeah. It was a big group. Yeah.
Yes, I remember that event at Tennessee. Now, yeah, we did an after event after Get the Social there.
Uh huh. Yeah. What's going on, man? Well, I wanted to jump on. I'm trying to get into that space,
Okay,
but I'm gonna have a little trouble trying to find like the jobs and stuff to
okay,
bid on.
all right. So you say you're doing. I see your thing says data cabling.
Yeah. So we actually an IT consultant, but we do network infrastructure. That pretty much installing the data lines for the computers and the phones and wireless access points. So
Yep.
we do that. Low voltage
I mean,
work pretty much.
no, low voltage. I know low voltage work. Um, it's interesting. Tennessee, the people that came to that chat that night, ADS. Okay,
Mm.
so you know what might be for you, right? On low voltage stuff. Um, so what I see is that kind of work, right? You're gonna have to, in my opinion, you got to get with the people. What bases do you have around you?
What we
What
got like
military
Fort
bases?
Campbell.
Okay,
It's another one I can think of the name of it right now.
okay.
Off the
Have
top
you
of my
been out?
head.
When's the last time you've been out there?
But Fort Campbell the biggest one.
All right. So when's the last time you've been out to the base?
Man, it been a year. About a year ago. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, about a year
that's a
ago.
hey, that's your first problem. Okay, listen,
So that's the
you
first
got
problem.
it. That's your first problem. By the way, and I listen. That's everybody's problem. Listen, look, your money is on the base. Hey, your money's on the base, man. If you on Fort Campbell, right? Um, you don't. You're telling me you don't know nobody out there that you could call, that you could talk to, that you could say, hey, because again, you're a trades contractor, so it's the same thing, man. Like all you have to do is get out there, and if if you were in my area, okay, when we're doing Project Rhode Island, and you came to me and said, hey, I do low voltage, and we found out we're gonna give you a shot.
Mm.
So if you're not out there, and we don't know you out there, how are we gonna give you a shot?
Right. So that's my thing. I don't know who to go talk to.
Okay,
What direction to go.
perfect. All right, good. You don't know who to talk to.
Mm.
All right, no problem. So every base has a what they call civil engineering unit, CEU. All right, a civil engineering unit on the base. That's one place to go. All right, there's a facilities group on the base. That's another place to go. Um, if you look on the base and you look at what base is it? You said Fort Campbell.
Yeah, Fort Campbell.
All right, hold on one second. Let me see my. I'm gonna see if my internet gonna let me do this today. Okay, so Fort Campbell. All right. Let me see if I can do this for y'all. I see you, Tariq, in the group. Hold on. All right. Fort Campbell Base. All right. So Airborne Division, 164th Division. All right. Doo, doo, doo. Give me a second. Yeah, my internet's acting up. That's what I thought. All right. My internet's acting up. All right. So easy. Let's do this. So what I want you to do, Aaron. All right. It's March, April. All right. This is what I want you to do. Um, You're in Fort Campbell. What part of Tennessee are you in? What city? What city?
Nashville. You hear me?
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you a layup. I'm gonna give you a layup. All right. So I would you could go. Have you been to Apex yet? Easy stuff.
Yeah, I just got wind of them. Yeah, yeah, I got to them.
You got to them?
Yeah, well, I talked to him to actually today. Be funny. Yeah, actually today. I talked
And
to
what'd
him
you
today.
talk to them about?
Uh, about trying to get into government contract, pretty much. I got a
See,
meeting
that's the
scheduled
problem.
in a couple.
All right. So that's your first problem, right? So what you want to ask them is, who do I need to talk to on Fort Campbell? Uh-oh. I lost Aaron. All right, we lost Aaron. All right. Tariq,
How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay, not bad. Thanks for having me up here.
Happy to have you, my man. Where you calling from?
Uh, Los Angeles, California.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Los Angeles. Nice. How is it out there?
Uh, Man, you already know how we started the year. You already know how we started the year out. That news went viral. We set it out. We started out on a blaze, you know. But it created a lot of opportunities. I know that much, and
Okay.
government contracting,
There you go. There you go.
and I thought about it. I was like, man, how can I be a part of this? And it kind of caught me off guard, but I'm really glad that you're doing this, that we're able to like come up here and speak to you, because I don't have the mentor. I don't have
Right.
anyone that could actually point me in the right direction
Right.
versus just surfing on YouTube trying to pick information. You only can go but so far
Right.
with the clips and the, things that's being shared.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree.
so I'm really, honored to be up here. Um,
Tell me what you do.
So I'm a fashion designer. World Boss Original is a brand. I go to
Okay.
school for fashion, and I'm doing digital marketing. I'm in school for digital marketing as well,
Okay.
and I do photography. So I pretty much do a lot of stuff, a lot of my own things.
Yeah. 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 Makes sense.
Yeah. So that's just for starters until I'm able to like hire people to do what I'm doing. But yeah, that's what I do pretty much. And I was
So,
trying.
what do you want to do with the government side?
That's what I want to know. What can I do? What can I do? What I'm already doing, because I don't know. Does it have to be a skill that I'm good at and already doing, or could it be an interest like construction, like the fires that was just down? Like probably need help cleaning up debris and
Yeah. So, it's interesting. And, you're not like a lot of people have the same issue, right? We have a lot of um, skill sets that we've accumulated, and we're not sure which one of them we should take to the marketplace. For me personally, uh, I'm a fan of doing something that you don't know. That's just
okay,
me,
yeah,
because, now it's not an easy path. It's a really hard path, but it's a different lesson. So I don't know if everybody's up for that challenge, right? Where a lot of people like to do something a little bit easier. So
hmm
they want to um, do something that they feel comfortable with, right? Because that's like they can like, okay, I understand it and I can actually do it. So I'm just gonna just lay it all out for you. So that's just the way I look at it. Now, when I hear doing clothing, I can tell you right now that we've got a guy who actually makes clothes for the government and the military. He has those contracts where he prints their stuff on the shirts and things like that, and he
okay,
sells it. Um, and so his name is D Ward. He's in our community under Federal Help Center. In fact, so I tell people that because the challenge that everyone has is you guys are all working alone in silos, and you're not talking and communicating with people.
Yeah.
And that's everyone's challenge, right? Is that um, it's hard for you when you don't have anyone to talk to, right?
Right.
To figure out like, okay, where should I go? Things like that. But so D Ward, he's in a group. He's been with me now for 4 or 5 years. He does he does his is actually what was D Ward's company name? I forgot. But either way, he does sell like shirts and stuff like that to the government.
Okay.
So you could talk to him about his experiences in that, right?
Okay.
Um, that might be a good first start for you. Just because I think for a lot of us, when we don't know what to do, I think we should be talking to people who do this stuff to see like, is it really what I want to do? What is that experience? What I mean? Like, what does that really look like?
Right.
And so for me, that's again, your network is your net worth, right? So
That's
having
true.
that people around you to kind of like, okay, I thought that was good, but nah, I ain't really like that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So, and then if you talk about like the bleed cleanup, right? So Mark Masters, who's my podcast guest, he does all the firefighting stuff and all over the country.
Wow.
Uh, and again, I think first we need to have, like you said, have mentors, whether they're in real life or virtual, but just have people that you could talk to kind of like say, what do you think about this? Like, and someone will tell
Yeah.
you, hey, this is my experience, da 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 da. And then you can now decide, like, okay, is this a path I want to take?
Yeah. That's
Right.
true.
That's the first thing that I would say. But for people, okay, hold on, let me just put this in the chat because so
Okay.
people asking, how do you get up here? Everyone keeps asking that.
So, I got this bad boy right here. You
I
feel
love
me?
it. I love it.
So, I don't know. Can I put this to work? Can I put this on contract?
I mean, you can. You can definitely put on a contract. All right, hold on. All right, everybody's asking how to come up on stage. This is how to come up on stage right here. I'm putting it at the bottom of the screen. All right, for those asking. All right, so yeah, going back to the shirt stuff, you could talk to D Ward about his experiences on the shirts, and then again going back to the camera stuff. What's funny about that is we had someone down here in South Florida that was teaching my curriculum inside of prison.
Wow.
And so one of the guys who was released early from prison got contracts doing filming events for a local city in South Florida.
Oh, that's deep. That's
So,
deep.
so I'm telling you this because again, what I keep look, I love all my smart people. I ain't gonna lie, I love all y'all educated people. But it seems like my people that have criminal backgrounds, my C's to like it just seems like they hungry, like they want it more.
Man,
And
that's
so they,
man.
they just come in with like a different energy.
Yeah, you
So
have to.
you got to. So I mean, while everybody's here is scratching their head about come up here and talk about what they do, when I'm sitting here saying like, I'm giving this time for you guys to point you in some direction, give you like they're like scratching their head, like, oh, should I come up there? I don't have my this right, my hair don't look good. Nobody
Man.
cares about none of that stuff, man. No
Yeah.
one cares about any of that stuff. So I would say, right, for you, like this person Mia just put, there's state and local contracts for that. That's what if you're using your camera, that's definitely more at the local level. Okay. And so that is actually easy to get registered, to get qualified, but you may find that it's a crowded space at the local level
Mm.
because it's also hard to, you're in a place where I'm sure a lot of people shoot footage.
Yes, that's
Right? I
yes,
mean,
that's it went off in my head.
you're not like in Denver, Colorado,
Yeah,
or like
no, we are in the Mecca.
you're in a mecca. Like there's probably a lot of people walking around cameras.
Yes, yes.
But I'm gonna give you something. I'm gonna give you some other stuff that don't matter to me because if you look at, and I'm gonna pull up another guy. I pulled him up last night. So if you look at my guy John Bowen, okay, if I were you and I was in LA, This is what I would do. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. I'm telling you what I would do if I were you. So it sounds
Okay.
like to me you're open to opportunities. So
Okay.
I would follow John's blueprint. This is my boy John right here. Okay. I would follow John's blueprint. And what John did was John went at the local level and got registered. So you get registered for city of LA or whatever that county is. The county. What's the county you guys have? What's the county? Name of the county.
Los Angeles. We have Los Angeles City and Los Angeles.
Okay, so right, so you get ready for the city and you get ready for the county, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what John did, which is something else that we teach, is he went out and once he got registered, we've got these what we call pool contracts, POOL contracts, pool. All
Okay.
right. So now John went out and looked at all the pool contracts and found out which ones do not have like more than 3 bidders. Okay.
Okay.
And so then what he did, Los Angeles. Hold on. So and by the way, when you're going to local, there's local. Hold on. So when you're dealing with the local government, okay, they already have people that can help you with this.
Okay.
And so when you go there and you get registered, you'll see in there where they essentially the way that they purchase, right? They do consolidation. So they do
Okay.
so they do consolidation contracts. So now, when you go in here, you can see which one of these consolidation contracts has like 3 bidders, 4 bidders, 5 bidders, things like that. Okay.
Okay.
And so what John did was he went and registered and got eligible for the ones that had like less than 5 bidders.
Okay. Following.
And then that's the stuff he did.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So
Okay.
now when we look at the stuff that he got into was at the time it was COVID cleaning, but he didn't care. He got into pest control. He got into batteries. He sells a lot of batteries. I'm talking
Wow.
about AA, AAA. Ain't no special car batteries, truck batteries. Like there's a vendor pool for people to sell batteries. He got in that pool,
Wow.
and so you like pest control. He don't do pest control, but all it took was for him to go and take like a weekend class to get certified to have a certification to do pest control.
Wow.
And then he qualified. But he actually never had to do any pest control because most of the cities do their own pest control. But what he did was he sold them the raw materials.
Okay.
So he sold the chemicals to provide the pest control.
I
He didn't actually
got you.
particularly go do it. He just
Yeah.
went, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so it was like all like the spray thing to do it, the
Yeah.
chemicals that go in a spray thing, maybe the back strap. So it was like he just followed where the opportunities were. So
Wow.
it sounds like if I were you, that's something that I would approach with that same angle that he did.
Okay. So,
Okay.
so question. So
Yep.
how, let's say if I was doing with, what was his name? I forgot his name. What, like he was providing the equipments and the
Oh,
products.
John. Yep.
So how would, where would I source these products to deliver?
Oh, easy. That's easy. So one of John's things that he bought was at a Home Depot. Y'all got Home Depot down there?
Of course.
I'm saying, I don't know. I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He bought stuff
Yeah.
from Home Depot. He brought stuff from Granger. You ever heard of Granger?
Granger. I've heard of
Okay.
Granger.
I'm just
Okay.
saying, like
Yo.
it's not to me. It's not as complicated as you think.
Yo,
Like,
that's deep.
listen, this is why I say y'all be so smart. We overcomplicate stuff. You know that you could take any product that they say and Google it, and it'll tell you where to source it.
Okay.
So you don't have to overcomplicate it. They're not telling you where you have to get it from. They're just telling you we want this product, this size, this brand, blah blah blah, and that's it.
Okay.
So don't make yourself crazy with trying to figure that out. What you want to find out, the part that you have to do and this is for everybody listening. Like Yvette said, just hit the like button. The part that you want to have to figure out, right? The thinking side for you is how do I, right? Okay, first of all, I'm going to get registered. I'm going to get LA County, but knowing that there's these contract pools that exist, how do I get myself in one of the ones that have least amount of competition?
Mm,
That's the thinking part that you have to worry about.
okay. Yeah, I
Okay,
notated that.
that's the most important part for you, is that you get yourself in that, and now you're eligible to pursue those opportunities. John, I'm gonna tell you this because I like John. He's a good guy. So John, you see the COVID clean? You see that 60K a month sales?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that was COVID cleaning.
Wow.
Now, you know what's interesting? You asked me, "Hey Eric, where am I gonna get these products from?" You didn't ask me how did he do COVID cleaning.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? You didn't ask
yeah,
that question.
yeah. I did it.
Okay, you didn't ask that question. You know,
Yeah.
that's the funny thing. So John, okay, before this, okay, and this is why uh, this relates a lot to me and you because before John, when I met him, okay, he was here. I'll show it on screen. This is his public profile. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you. Okay, so John, when he came in to us, at the bottom, he says that on top of trying to learn all this ins and out, he says, I also own a credit repair company and
Mm,
he manages a nightclub part time and he's a single dad.
wow.
So I just want to get you guys away from your excuses.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the nightclub he managed, um, Tarek, they throw ones there. I'm just going to say it like that.
Okay. Okay. Follow it.
Follow it?
Yeah.
So he went from that to COVID cleaning. And you didn't say, well, how did this guy go to COVID cleaning? He literally hired the bouncers from the nightclub to go and do the COVID cleaning contracts.
Whoa. Now that's brilliant. Yeah. He
I'm
making
just,
moves. Yeah. Okay.
and guess what? He already knows what they're making because he's the mayor. So he knows, hey, you're making this. Oh, listen, we can go clean this building for the government in 3 days, and I'll pay you your whole what you would make in 2 weeks.
Mm. Wow. Yeah.
So again, I think a lot of times we are really everyone asking how to join the live stream. It's right there to come up stage. Type in govconeric.com/join to come up on stage. I think we're overcomplicating this.
Yeah. Overthinking it.
You're overthinking it,
Overthinking
man.
it.
And
Yeah.
that happens with a lot of smart people, unfortunately. It's just one of those things when that I see is that it's just a lot of smart people, man. It's just we overthink all this stuff. But
Yeah.
it's just we like and think about this. You come up here, you talk to me for a couple minutes, and I give you a game plan.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell everybody else is watching. It's like you come over a couple minutes and I give you a game plan. And not only did I just give you a plan that's arbitrary, like it came from showing you factual evidence of people who've already done this, who were the same place you were at a few years ago and are now. And again, as you can see, I'll bring it back out. But now, da, 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 he literally, like you said, last year he did 2.6 million. In 2023, did 3 million.
Wow. Wow. COVID
Hey,
cleaning, pest control, and batteries. Yeah. Sound
I
like
saw,
a
I saw,
winner to me.
I saw him last month. Now he's putting money into investments and things like that. He's got extra cap. He's going out and reinvesting the money. And so now he's working with some of my friends to help you manage your assets. See, that's what we should be talking about on here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start plugging y'all into people that can manage all the extra money that you're making now so that you can help you put that away, right, for the future for your kids. John has a daughter. He put on there he's a single dad. I think you read that. His daughter just turned 18. So,
Yeah.
by the way, I'm gonna give you one more thing.
Okay.
John has a felony.
Man, hey, me and John in the same boat, you
So,
know. So that's
so
why,
hey, I couldn't have picked a better person to talk about.
yeah, me and John on the same boat. That's
So,
why I said this is a great opportunity for me.
so you can follow the same. You can do the same exact thing.
Okay.
There's nothing standing in your way. There's no obstacle. There's no person. Do not turn on CNN, MSNBC, Fox. Don't watch on them people. I'm just gonna tell you that. Don't watch them. Don't listen to what they say. I'm telling you right now, there's nobody standing in your way. Don't let these people scare you. Don't
Okay.
don't let. I had it last night. Somebody said, "Oh, executive order this, executive order that." Don't listen to none of that stuff. Okay, get in
Yeah.
here. Like you said, get in our group, Federal Help Center.
Federal Help Center.
It's free. Just sign up, get in there, and then that way we can have continue having ongoing conversations. And then like I said, you may need like you said, there's a lot of people in the chat that's talking about it, but really, I'm telling you, man, everybody in LA is chasing Hollywood and all that silly stuff. And I
Hmm.
guarantee you the contracts is slipping right by everybody.
Man, that's
It's
okay because
slipping
I'm
by.
trying to get.
They
I'm trying
slipping
to.
right under their nose, bro. I'm telling you. Listen, John did this in Miami. So
Wow.
everybody talk about Miami, 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 Miami. How did Johns do this in Miami?
Mm, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so LA and Miami is replicas. So I'm
Hmm.
telling you, they stay under your nose. And
Yeah.
and let everybody else do the other stuff. Let them go chase all the other stuff. I'm
Hmm.
telling you this, and I want to say this. I have movie stars and actors coming to me now to talk about government contracts.
Wow.
It's funny because my son, he did acting, and he goes, Dad, maybe these guys must not be making as much money as they think because they now coming to you talking about government contracts.
Hmm.
I said either that, not just that, but I mean entertainers as well. It's like maybe though they see like all the billionaires do government contracts. So, all right, I lost Tariq. I'm bringing him down. I'm adding my man Victor to the stage. What's up, Victor?
Good, Eric. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Now I know your face.
You know what? From where?
I don't know, man. I don't know where I know your face from, Victor.
I know I'm totally new to this space, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm totally new.
yeah, nice.
Yes, sir.
Uh, so you're totally new to space. Where are you calling from?
From Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, nice. I'm actually going to be doing an event in Atlanta first week of May. I'll be in Atlanta.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can see you.
All right. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
there. Okay, so you're in Atlanta. You do cybersecurity
Yes,
and
sir.
compliance. Okay. Tell me where you're at on your journey and what can we do for you?
Well, I just started. I've been watching a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
I must say I've been watching videos for almost 12 months now.
Okay. All
You
right.
know, listening to podcasts and
Sure.
following people. I used to be in the military,
Nice.
army,
Hmm.
and I've done a lot of projects, and I see the way people win a lot of contracts, and I've
Yeah.
actually fulfilled a lot of contracts, but it's not doing it through my own organization. So um, a couple of months I got tired. They were like, oh, let me try and see if I can dive into the space and build something out of it. You know,
Nice. Nice. Um, so have you ever heard of NCMA?
NCMA.
Yeah. National
Not yet.
Contractor Management. What do they stand for? National Contractor Management Association.
Not yet.
All right. So NCMA in Atlanta has a very strong chapter. Okay. So if I was in Atlanta, I would definitely join NCMA Atlanta chapter. Okay. In fact, I just spoke with the president a few weeks ago, and I would definitely look at joining that chapter, and I'll tell you why. Because There's a lot of people in there that are doing what you do.
Okay.
And there's some great people in there that can mentor you in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of subcontract opportunities, and giving you direction.
Oh,
So that's the first thing I would say to do that. Um, Hold on 1 second. I'm looking up some names for you. I'm sorry, I gave you the wrong name. It's not MCNMA. It's hold on, I gave you the wrong one. Bum bum bum. I'm glad I checked it for you. Hold on. NCMA is another group, but that's not the chapter I want you to join. I
okay.
want you to I want you to join. I want you to join. Two. Here, I'm gonna put it in the chat. Not MCMA, by the way, is still is a good group of people, but that's not for the Atlanta chapter I want you to join. I want you to join this group here, NMSDC, the Atlanta chapter. National Minority Supplier Diversity Council. I want you to join that Atlanta chapter. Okay.
Mhm.
I know for a fact my guy, Eric Sloan, who's a big time cybersecurity guy, brother, he spoke at their last event. They've got an event coming up. Matter of fact, hold on. Oh, I wonder if you missed it. Hold on. Let me see when this event is. Hold on. Hold on. Ah, it was yesterday.
Oh man.
Dang. It was yesterday. All
Uh,
right. It was yesterday. But either way, here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to send you the president. I'm going to send you his email address. Okay. I'm going to drop it in the chat. I'm going to give it to you. No, I'll just drop it in the chat. Fuck. Here. All right. So look at join that group. Okay. That's the first thing that I would say do.
okay.
All right. I would join that group. Another group, I don't know if you've ever heard of Blacks in Technology?
Not yet.
They have a good Atlanta chapter as well that does cybersecurity. It's called Blacks in Technology. Okay. So they have a strong Atlanta chapter as well. That's a good group to be a part of
I'll
as well.
definitely
Okay.
look into these groups.
So those are two groups that come to my mind in Atlanta. Now, you've got a strong Apex Accelerator at Georgia Tech. Have you been to them?
In matter of fact, I was in a I think they had a seminar today. I was in that seminar. So
Georgia. You have one of the strongest Apex in the country. Just so you know, just like now, I don't know if they actually teach you about government contracting, but they're really strong group of people that are solid.
okay.
That's what I would. That's. I mean, if you weren't in Atlanta, I wouldn't tell you any different. So those are some things that I would tell you. Now, tell me about the type of cybersecurity work that you want to do. By the way,
Okay.
if you join Blacks in Technology, one of my here, I'm gonna show you something. Wow, this presentation comes in handy. So if you join that group, you can meet this guy, Michael Glatton, and he literally was like you, just got started, and he was doing IT. You see what it says network architect?
Hmm.
Okay, I'll make it bigger for everybody. So network architect, CCNP, AWS Cloud Protectioner. I don't even know what that means. But but anyway, he did that, and he literally won his first two contracts by submitting a source of SOC response and RFI to a government.
Nice. Well, I think I'm gonna be the next.
So I mean, but he's part of Blacks in Technology.
Okay.
So definitely someone you could talk to about that. But tell me more specifically about what is it that you're trying to do with that.
Okay. So over the past few years, I've been doing operational technology and in facility related control systems, cybersecurity. So what I pretty much do is I do network configuration and monitor the whole network in the facility related control in a facility, whereby I do detect all the devices that are IP capable in that facility and the devices that are vulnerable. I detect the vulnerabilities and recommend solutions remedy to I recommend solutions to remediate the security threats in that facility building.
Okay. Do you have any secret clearances?
Yes, I do have secret clearance.
Oh man. All right. So when you get in Federal Help Center, remind me that, and I'll introduce you to my IT people, Andre, Tabitha, and Nikki Bradshaw. Those are my
Okay.
3 IT people. Message me. Remember those names,
Hmm.
and I will introduce you on emails to all 3 of those people.
Sounds good.
Done. That's it, man. That's
Sounds
it.
good.
That's it. I got like that's it.
Hmm.
Between those 2 groups and those 3 people, I mean, you should have it should be a good start. And then and those 2 groups, like I said, Eric Sloan, my guy, he's solid.
Okay.
He's the man. I mean, he's been doing IT for a minute, like 20 years, and he's up and running. But no, I think you got, like I said, if you make that your the 5 people that you spend the most time with, you'll start like the opportunities will come to you like as if you were trying to buy a car. So you'll be able to start seeing it each and every day.
Okay.
But I just got to get you around some people that are talking that language that you talk. So,
Sounds
all right.
good.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Victor.
I did make a rookie mistake. I paid a lot of money just to, get some rookie lessons, I'll call it,
Uh huh.
and
Yeah.
I didn't get nothing out of it. So
Yeah. No, I know. That's what happens to people, man. It's they're really good at that, and
yeah.
it's funny because I don't know, man. I just people come to me after they've already paid some people, and then and I feel bad for them, but they want me to kind of give my time for free. They dedicated someone else their money and gave them no information. I just
That's
said I'm gonna introduce
true.
you to 5 people. I didn't say send me $1,000. I didn't say what I mean, like nothing. So but that's okay. We'll
Okay.
hey, you paid, you learn, and now that's why I tell people I want you. I believe in mentorship, but saving your money for the mentorship part, right, to help you actually get deals, get access to deals, not for, like you said, giving some basic information that's free and publicly available that we can get on YouTube. So, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I do want to hear that story, but just not now. I got a lot of people
Okay.
now
No
waiting.
problems.
But hey, I'll see you. I'll be looking for your message. All right.
Okay.
Thanks,
Definitely.
Victor.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you,
All
brother.
right.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye.
Yeah.
All right, Ella.
Hello, good night.
Good night. Oh, I see. Now we got a lot of people coming. Hold on, wait. Let me bring Tariq back up. All
Okay.
right. So Tariq,
Yes,
you
sir.
got your game plan?
Yes, sir. I got it written down. I got the 2 names in the Federal Help Center.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
All right.
so
You gonna
basically,
go? Go ahead. Go
so
ahead. Keep talking.
I'm gonna look up the pool contracts and
Yeah.
search for the least bidder, the least amount of bids in
Correct.
my
Now,
county, and register for LA City and LA County.
yes, but when you register for LA City and LA County, they should be able to assign you someone that can help you with that. So when you get
Okay.
ready to register, they usually have a small business person at the county level that can help you register. And
Okay.
then
Good.
they should be able to. So, like here, this is Miami-Dade County. See what it says pre-qualification pool contracts?
Okay. Yes.
That's what we have in Miami-Dade County. I don't know what they call it in LA, but in Miami-Dade
Okay.
County, they're called pre-qualification pool contracts. And so they list it here, and you could go on here and click them, and it tells you how many people are on them. Like this is all public information that we just not utilizing.
Okay.
So
Let
you
me
see
write
this
that
right
down.
here on this chart. So everyone sees this. So it says here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So this one happens to have 14 vendors. Okay. So I just
Okay.
picked a random one just to show you guys, just as an example. So
Okay.
we have this information ready available. So that's why I said the hardest thing that you've got to do is basically find the ones where, like, I mean, you got to spend some time, right? So you got to look through this. You're not going to make money doing nothing, but
Yeah.
you might as well spend your. I'm just giving you an effective strategy for doing it. So floor cleaning. Let's pick this floor cleaning one. You go in here, and on floor cleaning, I'm just going to scroll to the bottom. Okay, there's only 6 people here. So there's only 6 people on that contract, as opposed to last
Okay.
time 14 people. You get what I'm saying? So if you go through the exercise, you can literally see which ones have the least amount of people. Then you can figure out how do you get qualified to be in one of those contracts.
So where do you see the 6 next to the vendor name?
No, it's right here. It's only 6 vendors. It's a number 6. I'm at the bottom of the document. It's 4 pages.
Oh. Oh, okay, okay. I see. Yeah, I see
I
it.
mean, that's it. That's the number. He's number 6 on the list.
Wow. Oh,
By the
okay.
way, there's so many things that you could do with this information. One, for people watching, you can also find people who are primes on certain contracts so that you can subcontract to them. So there's a lot of stuff that we could do with this free, publicly available data and information that we just don't know.
Wow. Okay.
So when you go to LA County, it's LA, talk to someone there who's going to help you register and find out where are those pre-qualification. We call them pool contracts. I don't know if the term is the same in LA, but you get what I'm saying. The contracts that are
Yeah.
already, but people pre-qualify for them, and only the people in that list bid those jobs.
Okay.
All right. So
Yes, sir.
that's what we call them, but that's what you could do.
Okay. Well, I have that notated. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna leave you with that so I can keep on, but you got a plan now.
Yes, I have a
So
plan. I got something to
I'm
work with.
hey, you said you like John. Okay, so I'm gonna treat you like John. John told me, I said, John, most people I waste my breath giving them information. And then they don't do nothing with it. He said, give me 6 months. You'll see what I do. And that's what I
Hey,
did.
man, 6
All
months,
right.
that's more than enough time to do something. As a matter of fact, I'm on this tomorrow. I'm going to the LA
I
County and see
understand.
who I can speak to and
Yeah.
get this rolling. Yeah.
No, but it's still gonna be a process, right? So it's gonna take you maybe a month or 2 to get through the process, submit your paperwork.
Hmm.
So I'm
Yeah.
out. No, I want you on it tomorrow, but I'm saying we want to check
It's
back with you, 3-4 months to see, you know,
how far along?
how far along you've come. That's
Yeah.
all. All right.
Okay.
So
Yes,
all
sir.
right. Well, you said you align with him in so many ways. So let's see if you align with him that way, because he went right at it
Hey.
and he hit the ground running, and then next thing you know, I mean, it's just a different story, man. He's in a different situation. In fact,
Yeah.
it's funny because when COVID came and people were looking for like idle and PPP money, John was
Right.
like, I don't need no money. He said, I'm fine.
Wow. Man, yo. Hey, man.
I,
I need
I'm
that's
just telling you,
that's
that's a good position to be in.
yes, it's definitely a great position to be in.
And you know what? For all the people talk trash about America, that's what makes us great. Is that we could take someone who went through that situation, who's been, like you said, who has maybe some spotty things in their past, and still be able to recover it. But you can't do it as an employee. You have to do it as an employer. And that's what America
That,
rewards us, is as employers for creating jobs. They don't reward us for being a time clocker inner, a time puncher,
mm-mm,
and pushing. They don't reward you for that. They reward you for
no,
going out here and creating opportunities and jobs. And that's where we're going to
definitely.
get the biggest gains at. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm up here doing this. All right.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. It's a
Hey,
pleasure. And
same here.
I'm gonna join your federal help center.
All right. Yeah, jump
And
in. And then, we'll keep talking. Let's see how you go. Let's see how you make it out. All right.
okay. Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you.
Hey, at some point, I'll hit you up for some money. Don't worry. I'll hit you up at some point.
Okay.
I'll let you bake some first, then I'll hit you up.
Yeah, listen, man, I have more than enough to break off. You
Yeah,
feel me? I ain't
I'll
got
let
no.
you make some first. All right. Listen,
All right.
I'll let you make some first, and then I'll hit you up. All right.
Okay, no
All right.
problem, man.
All right. Be
Thank you.
good. All right. See you
All right, you
later.
too.
Bye. All right. I'm gonna bring up. I see we got a couple people now waiting. All right. Dante Coleman, you were actually up before Ella, but I did pull Ella up here to the stage. So, how are you, sir?
I'm good. And yourself, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from LA.
Oh, okay, another LA person. All right, LA. Let's go. Ella, where you calling from?
Georgia. I'm in Kennesaw, Georgia.
Kennesaw. Okay, all right. So we got LA, Georgia. Well, I want some new states around here, but I'll go with y'all. So what do you do, Dante?
So right now, I own a social services company where we help individuals with autism, pretty much like find jobs in the
Okay.
community
Yeah.
because it's a very hard thing for them to do.
Yeah.
And then also, we pretty much house people with, like I would say, like homeless individuals in recuperative
Yep.
care.
Yep.
So that's
Okay.
another thing that we do. Yeah.
All right. So what do you want to do with the government?
That's the reason why I kind of came on the live stream today because besides that, I don't know anything else to do. I play college football, and then ever since I played football, I just kind of been, doing. I've been in the same lane the whole time.
So I have two people, Mary Korn, Pearl Interactive. She did the same thing. She actually created a call center where her call center hired people with disabilities, and that they call it a contact center. And they did this work for the government, and because they hired people with disabilities, she grew that to 1,000 people.
Wow, 1,000.
Okay, the company's name is Pearl Interactive. Her
Uh-huh.
name is Mary Korn. I did a podcast with her, and she actually was looking to mentor people because she got up to about 50 million a year, and she outgrew the small business status. She's looking to mentor new people that want to do call centers with people with disabilities. However, because they didn't have the resources, she's afraid to mentor them. She just sold that business last year. I got another brother of mine. He's out of Memphis that places people in homes with special needs and things like that. He does those homes, um, and he does about 6 million a year, multimillionaire.
Sheesh.
What you want, Dante? Man, what y'all want? Listen, this is what I do, man. What y'all want? I can plug anybody in anywhere.
Yes, sir. I would love to
You
be
know what I
connected.
mean? So yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like I said, DM me at Federal Help Center, and I'll connect you with Mary Korn, and then I'll make an introduction to my boy Sylvester.
Thank you so much.
That's it. I mean,
Also,
what
do you
else?
think I should take the tar? Sorry, I don't know his. I don't want to like butcher his name, but Tariq. Should I take his plan too? I like
Who?
that. The guy, the gentleman who came on before me,
Oh, okay, okay. You talk about for going after the other opportunities.
the pool contracts.
Oh, of course. I think everyone should do that.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I'm gonna say this: you can't do everything.
Gotcha.
So if you do that, you might as well scrap this other stuff because they're not related.
Okay.
So, are you a veteran?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I got a better plan for you. You're a veteran?
Yes, I'm a veteran of the Air Force.
See? Oh, so you can get on military bases.
Yes.
Brother, you need to do DLA, TLS contracts. So, you need to talk to Ryan Atencio in our Federal Help Center about how to sell through DLA. Because as a veteran, you could do the same thing that Tariq's doing, but you do it on the military base side.
Gotcha.
So Tariq's gonna go to the local contracts, right, and see where the pools are. You go to the military bases, you talk to them, they have things they're trying to procure, they can't get it done. You as a veteran get to go on there and say, hey, right, so tell me some of these things that you're trying to procure that you're having a hard time with. Let me go try to source them for you. Then what we do is we take that
Cut
and
out.
we take that and now we package it and then we source that through DLA through another. It's a different kind of pool contract, but it's for the feds, not the local. So you do the same thing, but at the federal level. We got a guy that does that, and he literally, I think he did $2 million this year. So so for you that would be what I would say. All right, I lost him. But he got the game. He got the game. All right. Oh man, listen, Ella, come on. I'm knocking him down, Ella. What you got?
Sounds
It's
good.
like playing chess with 20 people.
I know, right? You know what? I was on and you said nobody was coming on. So I said, you know what? Let's go.
Let's
So
go. Let's
I'm here.
go. You're here. All right. She's from Ella out of Kennesaw, Georgia. So
Yes.
tell me, Ella, what is it you do? What are you trying to do?
I have a recruiting agency. I do staffing.
Staffing's huge.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I've been in it for years, for a while.
Yep.
And so I thought, why not do government contracting? Why haven't I been doing it before? So,
Hmm.
yeah.
All right. So, I mean, staffing is every, mostly every government contract is staffing.
Hmm.
So, what's your challenge?
I don't know. I just started. I just got my cage code, what, a week on the 11th. So I just say, just let me jump. But I was scared before because, everybody talks about the proposal and the bidding and stuff like that.
We
So,
have a boot camp starts tomorrow, Ella, on putting together proposals.
okay.
Hey, you can join our
Okay.
boot camp. Starts tomorrow and put together proposals. Literally for the next 5 weeks, all we're gonna be talking about is putting together proposals, how to
Mm.
respond, how to read them, how to respond to them, and so literally that's what we're going over. For the next couple of weeks. So if that's an area that you need help in, and this is where I tell people I should, to spend their resources because anyone goes search for opportunities, but when you pull it down and look at it, what do you do with it? That's the challenge that I find a lot of people have. So that's why we're doing a proposal boot camp because it was requested by many of our students. It's like, Eric, I see all these things I can bid. I don't know how to bid them. Right. And so you might just have been in luck, Ella. If that's your issue, we're
Okay.
actually literally going over that
Okay.
for the next 5 weeks.
Okay. Well, you know what? I've actually targeted a what do you call it? One of the solicitation, and
Yep.
I'm actually going to do my first on-site walkthrough tomorrow. So,
Nice. So Ella, so bring that solicitation to the boot camp so we can actually have you work on a live solicitation so that we can help you submit.
okay.
Mm. So the most valuable lesson, right? The most expensive lesson is one that's going to cost you money because you lost an opportunity. So even though you have it, I mean, last night we had a guy here who said he's submitted 150 bids and he hasn't won anything. So literally, and I told him because you're doing it wrong. I mean, that's what there's no way that you should be submitting 150 bids and not winning it. Like it doesn't even make any sense. But if you're not doing it right, then you're disqualifying yourself. So really, you haven't submitted anything because once you're disqualified, it's irrelevant.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, staffing. There's a lot of staffing opportunities. That actually is. I don't know anything that has more opportunity than staffing. I've had 4 people on my podcast that talk about staffing.
Hmm.
Ronette Myers, her mom Janet. Um, I've had Heather briefly. Oh my gosh, these other names escape me. But I've had 4 of my podcast guests that literally all they do is staffing.
Hmm. Okay.
And so, that one really, I think going back to what you said, Michael Sanders does staffing. He was on there. Not a very popular episode, but he does staffing as well. So, I mean, you're in a field where there's a lot of opportunities, lots of bids, lots of things that are coming out. So, really, you just probably need to know how to compete against the other people. That's all.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's
Mhm.
not. Go ahead. What you
Yeah,
gonna
I know that there are tons of opportunities because I do all types of staffing in the different domains. So I'm quite confident, but I just need to get into the proposals and
Okay.
bidding.
Well, hey, so you're right on time. So
All
the
right.
link below.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if anybody wants to, if you want to call us here, I'll show you this. Here's our phone number. You could
Okay.
call us right there. You could send us an
Mm-hmm.
email, and
Okay.
then you could talk to us about what's all involved. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So I'm gonna say that for everybody. So if you want it, if you feel more comfortable calling and talk to someone about what's included, when does it start, the hours, then that's your number right there on the screen. 786-477-0477. Give us a call.
Okay, got it. Okay. Well,
Ella, thank you.
thank you so
And by the
much.
way, I will be in Atlanta the first week of May. So
Okay.
but all that information will be in Federal Help Center in the group chat. So
Okay, cool. I just joined, so.
you'll see the events and you'll see when we come to Atlanta for our mastermind.
All right.
All right. We're gonna be
Thank
somewhere
you
in
so
Buckhead.
much. Oh, cool.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thanks, Ella. I
Have a
appreciate
good
you.
night.
Bye. Good night. All right. So I see my man Dante came back. Come on, bring you up. Who else I see on the screen? Tiffany, I'll bring you up. All right. All right. This is it. I'm closing out the night with this group right here. All right.
I like that.
I'm closing out the night with this group. Dante, what's up? What you need, brother? You good?
I was just coming back in to make sure I found a way, to connect with you.
Federal Help Center. I tell everybody it's Federal Help Center.
Okay.
That's our platform.
Sorry about that. I've already joined your class, so.
You have? Good. So then you'll see me, you'll be able to talk to me. And then we literally, I'm telling you, let me see if I can show you this. Dante, listen. How old are you, Dante, by the way?
I'm 34.
Oh man.
Oh, he's young.
By the time you're 36, you're gonna be straight, brother. You're gonna be straight.
That's good.
Hey, come on, all y'all, Tiffany, you hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
That's
I'm telling you right now.
I'm writing it down.
I'm claiming it for Dante. I'm claiming it publicly.
Man, I like that.
Okay. I'm claiming it for Dante. No, real talk, because one,
you got this, Dante.
we literally the stuff that he needs, we're literally working on it as we speak. And so literally everything that Dante's asking for, I mean, we're doing it right now for him. So he's gonna have like, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show y'all first the taste of it. I'm gonna just give y'all a little taste. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all a little taste. Okay. So Dante just left, unfortunately, but that's all right.
Oh no.
Dante, he lost his channel. But literally,
God bless you, brother.
Literally, Dante, I just got this right up today. All right. So this is our new course coming out that talks about, again, selling supplies to the Department of Defense, was what I was telling Dante. What defense subpels, product versus service, which is easier, end user for contract officer, who do you need to know? Okay. What is kitting? Because we're going to teach Dante about kitting, examples of effective kits, why it matters, right? What is DLA, TLS, how to leverage it to become the path of least resistance, what products are commonly bought through DLA, TLS, all right? So we're going to teach you all of that, okay? How to actually kit projects with the government. So you go on there and you become the only supplier source for them, all right? Now, this doesn't work for everybody, but since he's a veteran and he can get on base, it's a no-brainer. Like, I'm telling you, the last guy we did this for did $3 million in 8 months.
Wow.
Oh man. That's opportunity right there. That's opportunity everywhere.
You creating your own opportunity for sole source without a certification.
And that right there, without a certification, that's the key word.
Without Dante, I just showed this game on TV. You missed it, but that's okay. Don't worry. You're in the group. We're working on the stuff for you. So this is what you're looking for right here. I just got this in today. So we're going to talk to you about basically how the DOV defines a supply. We're going to teach you about kitting, right? And how to do kitting. And then what is DLA, TLS? And how do you leverage that to become the path of least resistance? What things do they buy through it? Okay. And then we're going to help you to essentially take these products, right, that the government has. You're going to go to them. They're going to tell you what they need. You're going to put them up into a source number to put them on a vehicle so it's publicly bid. but no one else is going to know what's in that source number because you made it up.
Oh, man.
So no one, when they look up the source number, it would be nothing about how to do it. So even though it's technically publicly bid, no one else will know what things go in a source. So technically, you're creating your own sole source with no certification.
Key layup, man.
Wow.
Again, I'm telling you, the last guy, just like you, we helped. 8 months, he hit 3 million. He's got 2 employees now.
Jesus.
So, hey, I already listen. Man, don't. Hey, why? I want. I'm telling y'all, watch Dante when he comes back on the screen. Okay, watch Dante. You can't get this sitting. You can't get this sitting in the audience on the sideline. Hitting the like button. But when you come back on the screen, and by the way, Tariq's gonna be fine too. His is a little bit longer path, but Tariq's gonna be fine as well. So he'll be fine. We got him covered because when he go to LA County, ain't nobody chasing that stuff. Everybody want to be models. You know how it is. They want to be models and be on TV and all that kind of silliness. And they just looking right past pest control, providing sand and dirt. They're looking right past all that stuff because that's hey, what they call it? That's the what's that new word that they use now? The boring business stuff. That's the new boring businesses that they talk about.
Yeah.
But
too small.
That's where 75% of all the millionaires in our country are. So follow the money, not what looks good and what's flashy and what's on Instagram. All right, Dante, I gotta go, brother. All right, you good? Peace.
Thank you so much.
Sir. Thanks, man.
God bless you.
All right,
man.
come on. What you got,
sir.
Man?
Man, good to see you, Eric. Hey, you know what? I actually stepped in on your call yesterday, and I sat by and I watched that one. I think I forget his name.
Tony.
Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tony was on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I am cybersecurity. I'm a cybersecurity.
Where you at? Where you out of?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
All right, cool.
Albuquerque, New Mexico. So I'm here, on this platform, data science and cybersecurity, merging the two for unique business proposition. Some of the things I do is penetration testing, vulnerability analysis, data analysis, all that stuff.
You need so you need to talk to my guy. Oh man, he's gonna kill me. He's out of Huntsville, Alabama. Jonathan Hart.
Okay.
That's what you need. You need Jonathan Hart. Pen testing. We've got again Tamika Reed. That's who you need to. I talked to Tamika Reed. She can give you some game on that. Jonathan Hart does a lot of. He's out of Huntsville. He does a lot of. He's helping a lot of companies with CMMC stuff, but he also does a lot of that. He understands that world, and he does a lot of work with the FBI and those things. Who else do I know that do pen testing? Are you? You got any top secret clearances?
I do not. See, and that's one of the things.
Your problem.
That's a challenge. That's my problem. That's the challenge. That's the challenge.
Honestly, yeah. So then you're gonna have to stay at the state and local level because the government on the feds for your stuff, we gotta have secret clearances.
You have to.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned something about the CMMC. I'm also getting my master's in computer science, and I wrote my thesis over automating CMMC 2.0.
Okay.
So that's some of the things I actually incorporated in the business is automating a lot of systems to do the pen testing, so on and so forth. Because I started out as a programmer.
So talk to. All right. So also in our group on Federal Help Center, every week we have on there my man Totem Technologies. In fact, tomorrow at 1 p.m. he's going to be on there speaking on that topic, and you can meet him and share what you do. Literally tomorrow, right here. See my screen? Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Understanding federal government contracting, CMMC, right? Requirements. Talk to Adam and he's going to be talking about that. All right, on CMCC, and then you can basically meet with him afterwards and talk about what it is that you do.
Okay. Awesome.
Boom. Okay.
Man, you the man, dude.
Come
I appreciate
on, man.
you, brother. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey,
you that guy.
Man, listen,
Let's go.
Hey,
blessing people.
That's what we do. Like literally, right here, funny. There's as you know, there's nobody came here that cannot like have a solution for them. It's I've been out here, man. I'm in the field. I'm outside. I don't know everybody else is on YouTube making videos. Like I said,
Right.
I'm here putting things together for you guys. The lady said I
Doing
need
God's work.
proposals. Boot camp right here. Proposal boot camp starts tomorrow. Like you said, you'd CMMC. Okay, tomorrow at 1:00. The other guy in Atlanta,
Okay.
we had the event was yesterday at 3:26. So if he had jumped on yesterday's live, he could have made it to the event possibly. So again, hopefully that's helpful for you.
It is, man. You're a godsend, man. I appreciate you, brother.
But talk to Adam. Adam's been doing this for a while, and his partner, they're good guys. We broke bread a lot before at different events, so they're good people.
Okay.
All right.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you,
sir.
Eric.
Appreciate you.
Take care,
All right.
man. I'll see you
Take
soon.
care. Be good.
Take care.
All right.
Mr.
All right.
Cody.
Tiffany, how are you?
I'm awesome. I
All
made
right.
it. I made it. Thank you, Miss. I had some quarterbacks helping me get in. Amen.
All right. What you got going on? You want to talk about tonight?
This is awesome. Well, I appreciate Govcon joining us. Let me just start off there. Just got off the line with Mr. Collins within Mighty Works, within Federal Help Center.
Yep.
Had a powerful session, and he really helped me just right on the spot. And he said, we have to know our skill set from our expertise so that we can speak articulately to what we do. And right off the point, I said, well, I help businesses write proposals and manage their programs successfully. I have a love for the power of words and how we respond. And I know that that's a challenge. So Vertical Absolute Consultancy, LLC, was formulated to do just that. And we're standing up a transcription translation, response to the government so that we can handle the language barriers that are happening in Health and Human Services, EOC, Department of Justice, because I've done my work, because I was in the 10-week boot camp with Mr. Eric Kofi. And if you're not in, you need to get in on the proposal writing, which starts tomorrow, and get your wheelhouse going. But today, Colin was like, Tiffany, say it at a 5th grade level, so that a 5th grader can understand what you do. And so they helped me get it straight. I help people rewrite responses to documents. There you
go.
So, I'm thankful, and I do know the power of the Eric Kofi dynamic, and I am a success because of you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
So, I thank you guys, and like I said to everyone. By the way, to join Federal Help Center is free. It costs you no money, right? I mean, it's so funny how people rush to go spend money, and they tell me they spent money, and then they sit up here and we're offering something for free, and then they're not taking advantage of something that we give for free, but they rush to go spend money because they somehow think if they pay for this stuff that they're gonna get someone's gonna give them a contract if they pay them money, and that doesn't exist. What you should be paying for is learning and education and mentorship, right? So that, like we just did, I just showed you everybody on this call how I was able to plug in like 12 people in seconds with exact solutions. Like that's what you're supposed to pay for. Like to shorten the time frame from Eric. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Here's $3,000. Who do I need to talk to? Call this guy. You will get a contract.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to be paying for. Not paying somebody to show you how to register in SAM, not paying someone to show you how to look up contracts on SAM. By the way, if you are in Federal Help Center, if you're in our groups, all right, the first thing that we show you in Federal Help Center is we talk about how less than 5% of the opportunities are in SAM. Okay?
Right.
Hold on. I got to pull it up. I want to show you guys this because these are things that we tell people that they're not, for some reason, they still are not learning or getting the message. This is like,
The pie.
okay, 95% of opportunities are not on SAM. So if
Nope.
you're paying someone to help you with that, you wasted your money.
Yes. You're right. You're
The-
right.
Every single person I talk to on my podcast says it's a relationship business. So
Oh,
if anything you're going to pay for is the relationship.
for sure. For sure.
All right.
For
John Palmer, my man. What's up, brother?
Mm-mm.
So, you know, I just want to say that. But thanks, Tiffany. All right. Listen, Ronnie, I can't get to you today, brother. We're pushing 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock. I'm gonna take Laurie. Tiffany was supposed to be last, but I
Woohoo! I
let
can
I
still
let
be last.
you know but I let him slide in. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you, Larry. All right, go for it.
Hey, thank you. And I just signed up.
Oh yeah.
For the health.
Okay, good stuff. All right, nice.
Right. So, I saw the live. I'm here doing some marketing for my business.
Yeah.
Vital Care Residency. We're a licensed mental health group home here in Virginia. We service the mental health population. We're typically private pay. I'm also a veteran, so I'm also looking to do some work with the VA. So that's kind of what we do. It's a group home focused on mental health, licensed through the Department of Behavioral Health Services. So we do everything in home, 24/7 care,
Mhm.
medication management, community engagement, just everything around that realm.
So again, I got a buddy of mine. He's got like 20 group homes. What's stopping you from setting up 5 group homes, 6, 7, 8, 9?
Um, just finding clients or just finding someone that wants to, we have this many clients. It's kind of, I guess it's you said it earlier, like a boring business.
This is your problem right there. You're the average of 5 people you spend time with. If you knew my people that were multimillionaires that had 5, 6, 7, 10 group homes, you wouldn't say that.
Wow. That's all right. Let's get it.
For real.
I'm telling you. I just said, like, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This is what happens because they've already solved for that.
Right.
They're already solved for finding clients. They've already solved for finding, like, they've already solved for those issues that you're having. So, I will make an introduction to you to one of my buddies who manages a bunch of group homes. Okay, I'll do an introduction, and I'll let you talk to him, and I won't even charge you. How's that?
Whoa.
All right, I'll go ahead. I'm gonna let you. I'll do that for you, just so you can, have a different frame of thinking about that, particular way, because it all starts with we reframing our mind, So
Mm-hmm.
I want to do that because, like I said, we gotta. I have to, with me, with at least my people, I realized that they've been beating us down, man, with all this nonsense and limiting belief stuff. So
Right.
I mean, if you said you went on live yesterday.
Yeah, I was actually doing some marketing, and by the time I got ready to, like, okay, I'm gonna hop on this call.
Okay, but did you see when I showed my people that are my average of my 5 people in my network? Did you see that?
I might have missed that part.
Okay, all right. Well, when I showed my people, and for those who missed it, this was a presentation I literally gave yesterday, right? For APMP, and so I showed you my people, some of my people that were on here, right? And I showed some of their contract opportunities. And so what I recommend to everyone, right? You've got to get a better circle of 5. So, you got to do that. That's what you have to do, because for me, what I said to the group yesterday was that when someone asked me about, the executive orders and all this stuff, and I said, okay, so I said, this is one of my buddies right here, and he has now 4 different business lines: facility support services, civil construction, industrial and heavy utilities, rail services. He's at full capacity on every business line.
Wow.
He hit $200 million last year. So when you have people that tell you, Eric, they're trying to give me a $30 million contract. I can't take it. I don't have any more room. Take another $30 million contract.
Wow.
When you have those kind of people in your life, do you sit here and worry about executive orders or who won the office or DEI? You don't. That's not even in your vocabulary.
Right.
Okay. But we're talking about someone who we go on vacations together, go out of the country together. We know each other's families, each other's kids. We're not talking about surface level people that you can call, you can text at 10 o'clock at night. In fact, I would say this. If I got arrested, he would be one of the people I call. How about that? I must put it to that level. If I got arrested, he would be one of the people I would call to get me out.
That's awesome.
Before my family.
Yeah.
In fact, when I did get arrested, I called the other guy that was his best friend. And because why? They got money. They know bondsmen. You know what I'm saying? Like your family's like, I got to put up a car. I got to put up a house. You know, like, you understand?
Right.
It's a different level. So, okay. Now, again, if you came to my conference, you might know this guy. He's been on my show a couple times. Travis and I. All right. Again, his company's called Sayles. Right. This picture was taken New Year's Day of this year. Okay. We brought in the New Year's together. All right. This is his company, Sayles. All right. This is his name. All right. Look at in January 2024. It says he did an acquisition valued right there. You can see it. The numbers. 75 million. It took his revenues to $175 million.
Wow.
Okay, wait. He just won a contract in December. Can you see the value of the contract he just won in December?
One.
I love that reaction. I love that reaction.
Okay. Was any translation, transcription needs in Yoruba?
So again, Larry. So let's go back to what we've brought up on the screen, right? This right here. You're the average of the 5 people
you spend time
with.
Yep.
This is the best thing I could do for everybody is give you a new set of people to hang around with. That's the best thing I get. That's the best gift I can give you guys. Give you a new set of people to hang around with so you can start thinking differently, acting differently, moving differently, operating differently, and being differently, living differently. So,
yes.
I mean, that's the real like life-changing things that are here because I mean, you're going to have to perform. But you're not looking, I know that you're not looking for a handout. You want to perform, you want to do stuff, but you just don't have the ideas. You don't know where to go, where to start, how to turn to. So,
right.
So, that's what I got for you. But listen, I'm going to close out because it's late. So thank you, my man. I appreciate you guys. Shira, I know everyone keeps telling me this. I'm not good at marketing. So you guys go spend money with other people. And then, but like you said, it's not too late, Shira. Again, we're on Federal Help Center. I'm the same guy. We've got coaches on there. We're starting our proposal boot camp next week. And so now at least I will say this. The good thing, Shira, about spending money with other people is you get to compare now and see like you will appreciate and value me so much more because you would have always looked at the other side as like the green grass is better over there. Now you can be like, hell no, that grass is terrible. This grass has been pooped on. Like there's animals, like that's an animal kingdom. Like, so you're going to know now the difference and you will be able to say, all right, I see the value. You'll be able to appreciate the value that we bring because you see how much others just waste your time. So
no comparison, Mr. Eric.
So I just say that because like I said, I mean, I built up this community to be able to give back and help people. And that's what I set out to do. And that's what we're doing. So mahalo, Charles from Hawaii. By the way, Charles is one of my partners at Hawaii. So mahalo to you, Charles. Thank you guys. And listen, I love everybody. Have a good night. God bless. And we'll see you next time. All right. See you guys later. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.